Alright everyone, we're going to do a little quick fraction review. We have a test coming up tomorrow, so here's just a quick review. For adding and subtracting fractions, we know we have to have a common denominator. We can't add them with just different denominators like this. A lot of us tried to do that yesterday and forgot those rules. So we need to find a common denominator between 4 and 16. And the way we do that is we can list the multiples, right? For 4, we have 4, 8, 12, 16. And I'm not going to list all of them, just a few. And then for 16, I'm just going to start listing until I see one. Well, they both have a 16. So my common denominator here, we want to keep our whole number, is 16. Well, this bottom fraction, it already had a 16, so we don't need to change anything there. So the denominator can stay the same, because 16 times 1 makes 16. Whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. So 11 times 1 is 11. For 4, we had to get over here, right? So 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4 is 16, and 3 times 4 is 12. So now we can add because we have common denominators. 1 whole, 12 plus 11, 23 over 16. Now we have a circus act here, right? We have the little number on the bottom, big number on top. So how many times can 16 go into 23? 1 whole time. And if we subtract to find what's left over, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, right? 1 minus 1 is 0, so we have 7 left over, and our denominator stays the same. The last part, and this is what a lot of people forget, we had a whole number here, and now we have another whole number here. So our real answer is 2 wholes and 7 sixteenths. Okay, that's a quick addition review. Subtracting, like I said, we have to have a common denominator for that as well. I'm going to bring over my whole numbers so I don't forget them, and 7 and 2. So I'm going to start with 7. 7, 14, 21, now let's try 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So for 7, we had to do times 2 to get to 14. So we'd already do the bottom, we do the top. For this one down here, it was 2 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 times 7, 7. Excuse me. 3 minus 4, well, let's make sure we can, we don't need to borrow here, because 7, we can take 10, we can do 10 minus 7. If I have 10 apples, I can eat 7. 3 minus 1 is 2. 10 minus 7, 3. Denominator stays the same. Alright, now let's try multiplying. When we multiply and divide fractions, we don't need a common denominator, but there are some things we need to make sure of before we start dividing or multiplying. For multiplying and dividing, we can't have mixed numbers. So we can't have a whole number and a fraction put together and just multiply. Okay? We need to get mad, right? Multiply, add, keep the denominator, and then make it an improper fraction. So 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. And my denominator stays the same. And 2 3/5 and 13/5 are equivalent fractions. They're just written differently, but they mean the exact same thing. And then for whole numbers, we just give it that pogo stick, put it over 1. So now we have 13/5 times 6 over 1. Okay? Now, if we don't know what 13 times 6 is, we have scratch paper. That's 18, 678 over 5. And we got to figure out how many times can 5 go into 78. Well, again, we have scratch paper. 5 goes into 7 once. Subtract and we get 2, bring down the 8. 5 goes into 28. 5 times, it's 25. We're left with 3. So 15 wholes, right? And then we have 3 left over, so that's our numerator, and our denominator stays the same. Okay? This is what we got as our answer. This is the simplified answer. We tried to figure out how to get this improper fraction written as a mixed number. which we kind of knew was going to happen because we started with a mixed number. Alright, and the last step we're going to try is the dividing fractions. And same type of rules go for the initial setup for as we did for multiplying. We just need to do a couple steps that we had learned last week. So, same with the whole number from the multiplication problem, we give it a pogo stick to make it a fraction, because 3 over 1 is the same as 3 wholes. And our 3 steps are to keep the first fraction, doesn't change. Right? First one stays the same. Change the operation from division to multiplication, and we flip the second fraction. So instead of 1/5, we're going to do 5 over 1. 3 times 5, 15. 1 times 1, 1. And we're going to be the big bully, kick out that pogo stick from underneath it, and we're left with 15. So hopefully that helped you out. Just as a quick review, you're not going to have adding and subtracting on the test tomorrow, but it doesn't hurt to have that in the video as well, because that was part of the homework that we've had so far this week. But multiplying and dividing and the simplifying of the fractions is definitely going to be something you're going to want to practice and review for tomorrow. Alright, hopefully that helps. If not, you know where to find me.